Coming up this time on Sailing Sea Dream of Clyde, we collect some ice for our cooler as we head out of Reid Inlet, and then we have some incredible encounters with humpback whales that surface right next to the boat. We keep an eye out for ice as we sail into the sunset on our way out of Glacier Bay. The next day we encounter everything from calm downwind to heavy close-hauled sailing, pouring rain, and then totally flat calm. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're enjoying the series, make sure you hit subscribe so you see the next ones coming up. Sea Dream, looking fine. Read the glacier behind it. We thought we were gonna have to be chumps and go get snow, but we have spotted a bit of ice floating there. It looks like the perfect lifetime cooler sized piece, so we are gonna go scoop that up. Let's go. It's quite beautiful actually. It's got a nice blueness to it. Oh, it's a big piece. Let's see if we can get any of this on board here, y'all. Feeling optimistic we're gonna be able to get this here piece off. Let's have a go here. Try not to smash the dinghy. Hey, there we go. Nice looking piece of ice for the cooler there. Maybe I'll try the sides here.
No, you almost had it. Persevere.
Oh, another chunk.
Very nice.
This here is a perfect chunk of ice for our cooler. Tastes like really old corn snow. Sweet. Finally found some ice for the cooler. A lot cheaper than in town. This would probably run you 20 bucks in town for 2 blocks of this stuff. We're sailing at a Reid Inlet here. Just use the engine to drive against the anchor for a little bit and on our way. But we got a nice breeze here, so hopefully it carries on out of the inlet. We will see. I'm looking up at the slopes we skied. From here it doesn't look particularly enticing, but there was some really nice continuous skiing and a fairly nice bowl on the North Ridge. As we exited Reid Inlet, the wind died off, but we were treated to a spectacular show of humpback whales surfacing all over the place. This continued for probably about half an hour as we drifted around, and then just as they started to make some distance from us, the wind came up and we started having a fantastic sail. We are booking it down Glacier Bay. We're approaching Blue Mouse Cove very quickly, and the wind has been quite steady and quite nice, so we may well carry on here into the evening. It's light out till, well, it doesn't get dark. It kind of gets dark for like an hour or two, but sunrise is at like 3:30 or something, 3:40. Sunny evening. We left about 6:30, 7:30 now, and we're heading towards Blue Mouse Cove. Though we're getting a really nice breeze, so if this keeps up, we might go a bit further, but we will see how it goes. We had a very action-packed day. Slept in, had pancakes, went skiing, bushwhacked a little bit, and then whales, and now some pretty awesome sailing here. We're cruising along around 4.5 up to 5.3 I saw a minute ago. We will take it. It is beautiful out here. While there isn't a whole lot of ice in the main channels, there is some, and that is why we won't be sailing at night until we're at least further south. but that big chunk there would be no good to run into. We're passing Blue Mouse Cove. It's only 9 o'clock, so we've barely just started sailing, so we're going to carry on yet. Absolutely booking it down Glacier Bay. We've been cruising at 7 knots and above for about 2 hours now. This is pretty phenomenal. We got some current in our favor as well, but also very steady, strong wind. Larger downwind, we're going back and forth between wing on wing and broad reaching. So we are going towards Fingers Bays now. Who knows? Maybe we'll even make it to Bartlett. Probably not. That'd be like 1 in the morning, but you never know. No less than basically 6 knots for 2.5 hours. We've made 15 miles in 2.5 hours. So pretty sweet. That's we don't get that too often here on Sea Dream of Clyde. But we are getting sunset now, which will last for a long time here in southeast Alaska. We're at our northern extent right now, so it's about as long a day as we'll get. We have a few anchoring options up ahead if the wind calms down, but we may well continue to Bartlett Cove tonight. As we sailed down through Glacier Bay, I was in a pretty blissful mood with the phenomenal sailing, and then just as I swung the camera around, this whale surfaced right behind where we'd just gone over. Good morning from Fingers Bay. We got in here at about 1 a.m. last night after a really fun sail last night. But this was a convenient pullover spot and the wind decided to falter right near it. So we were just debating going to Bartlett Cove a further 15 miles, but decided against it as soon as that wind decided to falter. But had a really peaceful night here, though coming in was a little exciting. One person notes on Navionics that the shoal at the head of the bay here is actually further ahead than what the chart suggests, and they are very right. I was approaching the 36-foot sounding, I think it was, where I had just passed it, and in the charting it shows that it carries on in deep depths for a while further in the 30-foot range. But all of a sudden I saw 12 feet on the chart plotter, and we had a 13-foot tide, so it must just be mud flats at low tide where it says 30 feet. So like anywhere in Alaska, and especially in Glacier Bay where the landscape is so dynamic, you really need to use your eyes and look at your depth sounder and not just stare at the charts, because that can run you aground. So I'm happy that our night did not end up with drama of running aground. But it was somewhat close. Would have been mud, but it was, I think, close to a falling tide, so we probably would have had a challenging night needing to drag the boat off the shoal and maybe having to deploy the dinghy and use the halyard and whatnot, but we didn't have to do that. And instead we just went to bed with the anchor set in about 50 feet of water. And yeah, so now we're going to carry on to the Narrows, where the current is going to be in our favor shortly, and then out into Icy Strait and back towards Swanson Harbor and Juneau eventually. This northerly breeze that was kind of sporadic has filled right in, so we get to go sailing downwind. I did not expect this, and I hope it stays. Our nice little surprise northerly is still continuing, and just when I think it's gonna calm down and we're gonna have to motor, that kind of keeps extending, so hopefully that keeps on going. We're starting to approach the Narrows. I think we're starting to pick up some current too, going 4 knots or something. Kind of feels like we're going 2 through the water. This is super pleasant. We're going through the Narrows now, getting a little boost of current, and then the wind has come southerly now, but we're managing to stay right on our track, which we have to do. The whale restrictions here, where you're supposed to stay a mile off away from the shores. And yeah, we're doing great here. Funny enough, and as noted by the park staff, the humpbacks actually aren't really hanging out in this area where you have to adhere to staying a mile from shore. And we haven't seen any humpbacks around here, just all in the upper bay where they were all over the place. It was humpback soup. Actually, I think I just heard humpback. Yeah, go figure. Anyway, so there are a few humpbacks around here, but they were definitely concentrated in the northern bay, at the top of the bay. Well, our little northerly breeze is over now, and we're tacking in light showers. Not much rain, but we're just tacking through the little narrow spot, keeping the mile from shore. It's pretty tricky here, but it's actually working out pretty well. The current's giving us a serious boost on the tack. Going straight down the channel, we're hitting like 8 knots or something, so we'll be through here real quick. Well, it's been at times breezy, and at other times really calm day of sailing. We can kind of toss around right now. Just over there is a bunch of whitecaps, maybe just current. Looks kind of like wind, but we'll find out. Maybe. We're still looking at Gustavus Point, about 6 miles behind us there. But hopefully a breeze kicks up again. Forecast looked good. It was going to be southeast. Nice big strait for us to tack in. And there's several spots we can pull over along the way. It'd be great to make Swanson Harbor so that we have shorter days ahead of us to get to Juneau, now that we've forced ourselves into a bit of a schedule. But as always, we will take what we get and work with it. And that's what we're doing now.
All right, got your Alaskan produce update. Bananas by Dole. We got these on May 24th or 5th. Something look a little funny to you folks? They're from Ecuador. Found them in Alaska. And yeah, for some reason they're not ripening in Alaska. They're kind of edible, believe it or not. So let's find out. We'll open one up for y'all. Kind of what you'd expect. It's a little pulpy. We cooked some up with pancakes the other day. That was pretty good. Okay, kind of looks like how you peel banana, yeah? That's how it tastes. Are bananas supposed to be crunchy and bitter? I don't know. Something's not right with this thing. Anyways, I don't know if they put a special treatment before they put them on the barges before they come to Alaska, but I don't know if I'm buying bananas that aren't yellow already. Banana review out. Well folks, not every day is made up of banana pancakes, corn snow skiing, and sunshine. We're becalmed now. The rain stopped at least, that's kind of cool. And we're just getting tossed around here, but it looks like there's some wind over here, so we'll persevere, wait a few minutes. If after 20 minutes we're still sitting here going kaboom, we got Flint Cove right over there, 4.5 miles away. So that would be a fine destination for the evening, having made some distance. Preferably we'll get further, but the wind is not playing ball at the moment, so we'll see what happens.
Hello from Flint Cove. We were trying to make it to Swanson Harbor, which was 45 miles from where we started. Oh, it's some kind of fish on the line behind me. But the wind was just all over the place, and we were getting little spurts of sailing, and then it would be lame. And we decided just to come in here tonight, get a good rest, and we'll get a nice early start tomorrow. Hopefully the seas flatten out, and there's a breeze tomorrow. There is a nice breeze now that we came in here naturally, but the wind cannot be trusted. Yarr.
We had a really peaceful night at Flint Cove, which is really well protected from the east where the wind was coming from, and we got lots of rest before the big day that was coming up. Coming up next time on Sailing Sea Dream of Clyde, the wind continues to play tricks on us as we head up icy straits. A sea lion visits us, followed by an orca, followed by Dall's porpoise, and then some humpback whales. As we enter Lynn Canal, the wind really kicks up and we get a nice downwind run. We catch some salmon, and I give another Alaskan produce update as we approach Juneau to tie the boat up for a few weeks. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're enjoying the series, make sure you hit subscribe so you see all the next ones coming up. Bye for now!
When it's all cold and wet out, and you're gonna need more energy, there's only a couple things I depend on. Food! Carbohydrates, protein, fat, food. Is the energy in you?